we've moved into the warmer months, it's time to start planting summer veggies. Darren and Rhett are in the 5 News garden built by Garden IQ in Johnson.
All right, you remember last week this bed was full of collard greens and lettuce and bok choy. We cleaned it all out because it had its day.
Yep.
And so now what we're gonna put in some summertime crops.
Exactly. We got a bunch of peppers here to put in, so we can go ahead and start on that.
Okay. And this is, I remember doing this last year. You're basically digging a hole and then using the veggie fertilizer.
We're using the vegetable fertilizer today.
Explain that what that is.
It's a good 484 vegetable fertilizer made of all organic and natural ingredients. So this is what we use to grow our plants at Garden IQ, as well as when we plant them in the ground. Just make some nice holes, a little bit of fertilizer in there.
Gotta have the little name tag so you know what it is.
Yes, and the name tag to remember. Just cover it back up. Easy.
We'll come back and water this in just a second.
Yes.
How far apart are we doing this now?
About
4 of these.
You know, looks like 16 to 20 inches roughly. We're gonna pack 4 in on each side.
What's interesting is that you can dig into this it's still very moist and cool down here.
Yeah, it sure is. That mulch definitely helps out a lot to keep the moisture down in there, especially during these hot days.
How soon will we start seeing?
At this point, you know, we're a little late, so we're probably looking close to at least 40 to 60 days in between there.
Really? Okay.
To get some good ripe peppers off of them.
These are pretty common, right, around here?
Yep, they sure are. We've got a couple different hot peppers. We got a Scotch bonnet, what we got here? A Carolina Reaper.
Oh, that's the...
And then we got a jalapeno, of course.
Carolina Reaper, you want to kind of be careful with
that. You
got
to be careful with those. When you handle the peppers, I suggest wearing some gloves and making sure you don't touch your eyes. And then we've got some...
I kind of learned that the hard way last year.
Yep, we got 2 different bells. We've got your purple one that we really liked last year, as well as the Olympus. And then a typical lunchbox pepper that's good for snacking.
This is a little larger, so I'm going to dig this a little deeper. Maybe that's a little too deep. Oh,
that looks good. Oh, yeah, there we are.
Of course, you're way ahead of me.
I got 1 less to plant than you. Perfect. Then we'll just come back with some water here in a second, get the hose out. We're good to go.
All right, so now that we got these in here, how much do you water these now?
Yeah, so we're gonna water them pretty good, especially probably at least 1 inch of water.
Okay. And then about 4 to 5 weeks, would I be able to start seeing some stuff?
Exactly.
Here? Okay.
Yes, sir.
All right, next week we still have some carrots. You know, remember last week we pulled up some carrots there to thin that out.
Yep.
Let's check that out. Plus, we need to check our tomatoes.
Yep, we'll get an update on the tomatoes and see how they're looking.
Okay, we'll see you next week.
Thank you.
All right, guys, thanks. If you have any questions or comments for our experts at Garden IQ in Johnson, you can text them to us now at the number on your screen. That's 479-785-5000.